Hi friends, hi YouTube. If you're new here, hi, my name is Nikki. I love fun, bright, colorful makeup. I love indie makeup, and I love color stories that don't necessarily go together. And I would love to have you subscribe if you haven't already, but if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't, and it is what it is. I enjoyed your small bit of time together. We wish you would stay. We can't force you. We have cookies if you want them. I don't know. I don't know what would make you stay, okay? I can't manipulate you into being here. That's a horrible thing to do. But anyways, today is the last segment, the last part of my declutter for this year. I don't know if I'm going to be doing one next year, as I really don't know if I'll probably need one because I don't necessarily actually get that much makeup other than eyeshadow. But today is the eyeshadow portion of my makeup collection declutter series. We're going to be talking about all of them, not swatching because I feel like that's just gonna hurt near the end of it. We'll see how much I end up getting rid of and whatnot, but yeah, today's whole video is about palettes, if we're keeping them, if we're decluttering them, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're back to this little thing here. I have a bunch of piles just off to the side right now. Like I said, I don't necessarily know how much I am going to declutter and whatnot, but at least this way we can look at what I do have in my collection. And if you guys see anything you want me to play with, we can go about that. I do have my 2024 palette purchases coming up that I'm going to film at some point. I don't remember when it is on my schedule and whatnot, but yeah, that is coming up at some point. But yeah, let's get into this thing. I'm going to start with my Nomad palettes here just because I do think that this is my biggest pile and selection of them all. I think Beauty Bay is pretty close too, and maybe Glamlite. We're going to have a cat join us in a second, just an FYI. But this is the first one that we're going to talk about. This is the Nomad Tokyo one. I don't think I'm going to get rid of any of my Nomad ones, to be quite honest with you, but I honestly don't have a clue at this point. But this is this one. I really do enjoy this one. It's a lot of fun. I do need to get more uses out of it, but this is what this one looks like, and we are keeping it. Next in this pile is the Hudson Valley one. It looks like this. It is absolutely stunning. My cat's gonna go near the window and block the good light, so that's fun. But I really do enjoy this one. The color story is really pretty. The shimmers are a lot of fun. I do wish that there was like more variety. Like I do wish this was like one of like the bigger ones, like down here. I feel like this color story could have been extended a little bit and it would have just been like the greatest palette of all time. Next we have the Okavango Safari. This is maybe the only one that I might actually get rid of from them due to the fact that I do not use this or gravitate or pull towards this at all. Yeah, this one hasn't really ever spoken to me really. I think I got this one on a sale. It's just too neutral for me in a sense for whatever reason. I have one neutral palette in my collection and it's a really old one, just in case I need it. So this isn't really one that I really necessarily gravitate towards. So this one I think I'm going to give to my friend. Next, we have the New Zealand Stargazing palette. This is one of my favorites. It is just absolutely stunning. She's so gorgeous. She's so pretty. We've got some duochromes, some flippies in here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them to do, oh, there we go, a little bit of what they need to in this palette. But this is so stunning. It's so pretty. Everything just works so well in this one. So it's obviously staying. And I need to use this one more. Next, we have the Fuji 5 Lakes palette. This one is one that I am kind of sitting, like, I don't necessarily know how I feel about this one, to be quite perfectly honest with you. It is pretty. I might see if I can play around with it and maybe get some more uses out of it before I, like, fully get rid of it. Maybe get a better standing on where I feel. I feel like it's just a tad bit too monochrome for me in a sense, so we'll keep it for now, but it's definitely probably going to be on the chopping block maybe at some point. Next, we have the Ghost Town palette. This is one of my favorites from them. This one is not leaving. We know that. But this is the color story for this one. I love this one. It is super, super gorgeous. The shimmers are stunning. The mattes are amazing. She's staying. She's my baby. We're keeping it. This is the Keys Beachy and Peachy palette. This is one that I feel like if the color story was kind of like mixed around just a tad bit more, I would maybe be a tad bit more into it, but this all being next to each other just kind of like throws me off for whatever reason. I do want to keep this one. I am going to keep this one. I really want to play with this side at some point just because, like, I don't know. I can see some things, okay? I can see some things. I can make it work, but I wish the color story was just a little bit more scattered around in a sense, because for whatever reason, this right here kind of just like, specifically for this palette, just throws me for a whirl, because there's one down here, that one, that is like this color story wise, and I'm fine with it, but for whatever reason, it's this one, when it's like portioned like that, that I just can't get a good grip on it to find a look. Next, we have the Monteverde palette. It looks like this. I did want to get there, I can't remember what it was, but it was the one that was mostly green. But I'm like, I already have a lot of greens in this one from them, so I don't really feel like I need to pick that one up. But this is this one. I do need to play with this one more. It is super gorgeous. It's super stunning. There's a lot of bright colors in here, which obviously, like, I'm a bright, colorful lover. So this is one that I need to pull out more in the next coming year, but she's staying. Next, we have the Haunted Europe one. Sorry, Jane, I did not give you a warning, but this is this one. This was my first purchase ever from Nomad, and it is one of my all-time favorites. Ghost Town did beat this one, but this is what this one looks like. It is super, super gorgeous. I need to get more uses out of it, but this is one that I'm going to keep probably for a long time, even if it does start getting moldy, because I love it, and this was like my first introduction to indie makeup, so it's staying. Next, we have the Nomad Verona Amor Morte Love and Death palette. It looks like this. I love it. I think it is so stunning. It's so pretty. I got this as a gift from Jan Van at the beginning of this year. No, a couple years ago, I think. Weird how time flies. But yeah, this is what this one looks like. I love it so much. Yes, it is like those monochrome ones, but like I can see looks with this one for whatever reason. It's that Keys Beachy and Peachy one that like really throws me for a while, but I really do enjoy this one. She's staying. And then last but not least, for the Nomads, we have the Paradise Islands palette, which is just adorable. I love the shades in this. They're so freaking stunning and gorgeous, and I love it. Again, this is one that I need to take out again. I can see things. I really want to play with that ocean shade right there. Yeah, this is just super, super gorgeous. Next, we have Beauty Bay. I love and adore Beauty Bay. I think their formula is amazing. I think their packaging is amazing. I feel like they really do. They know what they're doing, okay? They really do. So this top one is the tropical one. I love and adore this one. This was my birthday one this year. I adore it, and this is clearly being kept because it is just stunning. Next, we have the Reckless Romance. It looks like this. This was released this year. I think this one was a limited edition. Most of their 20 pans are a limited edition, if we're being quite perfectly honest. But this is the color story in this one. It is super gorgeous. Definitely a Valentine's Day one, which I'm pretty sure this was their Valentine's Day release. But yeah, it's super, super pretty. Very, just gorgeous. Next, we have the Celestial Charms. This was their newest release. It looks like this. I really do like this one. It does give me the vibe of the Age of Opulence one right there. But I really do enjoy this one. So we're keeping it. I'll say if I'm not keeping any of these, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be keeping all of my Beauty Bay ones. We're just looking over them. This is Botanical. Botanical was released this year too. I think around the time that I was in Hawaii. But it is just absolutely gorgeous. She's so, so, so pretty. I love it. I need to play with her soon. Next, we have Age of Opulence, which looks like this. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of the Celestial Charms. She's old. I think I got her on Mercari because, like, I got into Beauty Bay after they had released this. But this one is what this looks like. I just love and adore this one. And I keep getting that Revival shade whenever I do a palette bingo with this one. And it's super fun. This is my all-time favorite palette from Beauty Bay. This is Wilderness. I love and adore this one. It's just so freaking good. I do need to play around with this one more. If I was ever to do like a project pan, which I probably won't because it's just not who I am, this would be the one to do it because it is just like that palette for me. But I love and adore this one. It's so pretty. It's so stunning. There's so many, like, this is like the optimum of what a palette should be. Color story wise, size wise, this is it. This is that one. This is that bitch. Next, we have all my big 42 ones. I have not used this one. This is the Brights 42 pan. I am going to be playing with this one at some point, but yeah, this is one that I just absolutely need to play with. It's stunning. It's gorgeous. We have all the colors that we could possibly need. And I adore it. I don't know who is doing what outside, but it is winter, so why are we doing things? But yeah, I love this one. Next, we have the Midnight 42. It looks like this. I just saw somebody play with this. I love this one. It is super, super, super pretty. I do need to start going into my 42 pan ones just because I neglect these so bad, to be quite honest with you. I don't know if it's for their size. I love their size, but I think due to their size, I do end up just neglecting them. But yeah, we're keeping it clearly. And then this is also one of my all-time favorite palettes in my collection and just of all time. This is the Jade X Beauty Bay one. I love this. I think this is such a fun color story. I love that she was allowed to do whatever she wanted with this palette and she just threw everything in it. It's so much fun. There's so many different things you can do with this one. I might do a multiple looks with this one come February, as most of my schedule for January is already filled out. But yeah, this is just, it's so stunning. Next, we're moving on to some more indies. We have, well, I have 3 Blend Bunny palettes here. I'm going to be quite perfectly honest. I have not used these in a hot minute. Blends used to be like one of my top palettes in my collection that I was using. And for whatever reason, I've kind of just stopped. I've really stopped gravitating towards all of my Blend Bunny ones, to be quite perfectly honest with you. This is maybe going to get me some shit here, but I think a lot of their past releases as of late have sucked. Sorry, not sorry. I feel like that huge palette was unnecessary. I feel like a lot of these color stories are lacking, and I feel like everything's so rainbowy that I really have kind of fallen out of love with this brand. I do think that it's a good brand. I do love this one. This is a staple. There's Dexter. So I am going to keep this, and I do think I'm going to keep Lure too. I think this might be one that I might end up giving away at some point. I don't gravitate towards these, okay? I don't know what it is. Surge, I think I'm going to keep. But yeah, I think Lure might be the one that I end up getting rid of at some point. But I'm going to see if I can maybe get a couple more uses out of these. Maybe change my feelings about them. But for right now, Blend Bunny is kind of on a question mark with me for whatever reason. Like I said, I think I've just kind of fallen out of love with them. Next, I have the Harvest of Souls palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. This is my first palette from them, and I love it. This is one of my top palettes of the year. Spoiler alert for my 2024 palette purchases. But yeah, this is just an insane color story. It's so pretty. I love it so much. This one is clearly stained. I do really want to try out more from Fantasy Cosmetica this year, so I'm hoping, like, a lot of their palettes aren't necessarily like speaking to me right now, but I'm hoping that more of them will, because I really do adore them. But if we're gonna be talking about a brand that I really want to get more of and just like dive more into, it is Belle Beauté Bar. I have fallen head over heels with them this year. and I really do adore them. This is the Strange and Unusual. This is the redone version, the one that came out this year. This isn't the older version. This is the redone, whatever, reformulated version, of this year. I really do enjoy it. It's super pretty. I love the color story. I'm happy that I have it in my collection. Then we have Vamp. Mine's kind of falling apart. I think it got rubbed on just a tad bit too much, but this is the color story for this one. I love it. I don't know why. This one is just kind of like falling apart, but I love it anyways. But yeah, this is the color story of this one. I love it so much. I think Bella Beauté Bar absolutely smashes their color stories. I really want to get the Secret Garden. What other one did they have? I really just want to grab all their stuff to be like, I have Secret Garden. No, it's Poison Garden. I really want to pick that up. Like, there's so many of their things that I want to pick up. I want to have all their palettes. I want to be that person with this brand because I just enjoy them so much. This is Pastel Garden. I have not used this one yet. I think it's on my list of things to play with. I picked it up because I really wanted it. This is one that has not really spoken to me yet, but it is something that I do want. So I'm hoping that at some point it'll start whispering things in my ear and I will be able to play with it. But yeah, this is what this one looks like. I'm hoping, like I said, that I get to play with this one at some point when it starts working its way for me. And then last but not least, this is Secret Garden. This is one of my all-time favorite palettes in my collection. Again, spoiler alert, but this is the color story for this one. I just think it is absolutely stunning. We've got so many amazing shimmers in here. The mattes are amazing, and it's just, like I said, one of my favorites. I'm trying to run through this as quick as I can because, like I said, I'm sitting in the sunlight. I have a fever from this shit still. I'm dying. So let's just get moving. We're going to talk about Cosmic Beauty Cosmic Brushes first. I have 6 of these. A couple I haven't played with yet. They're in the works for me to play with. But yeah, these are... we're going to work on it. Don't worry. This is Neutrals. I had a lot of fun playing with this one after I got it. And I really enjoyed the color story. I think Cosmic Beauty really has an amazing shimmer formula. And I really do enjoy it. Then I have Undergrowth. Again, this is a spoiler. This is one of my all-time favorite palettes of this year. I love the story. It's giving Shrek. It's giving Swamp. It's giving Bog Witch. And I love and adore it so much. So yeah, this is the color story of that one. And I have Delicious Delights here. This is the one that I haven't played with yet. I think this is super pretty. It's such, like... yes, it is a rainbow palette, and I've been talking shit about some rainbow palettes, but I feel like there's just some good options, and it's not completely, like, there's a good rows of just, like, pinks here. I feel like this one will be a lot of fun once I eventually get around to playing with it. Then I have Winter Wonderland. This is another one that I haven't played with, but I think I'll be playing with this one right after, or soon. This one I might be playing with this one before I get this video up, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm super excited to play with this one. This one's super gorgeous. I don't really have an idea what I'm going to do with this one yet, but I'm super excited to play with this one. And then I have Cool Trolls 2. I don't think I've played with this one yet. I know, I'm kind of crazy, but I wanted to get all of them. Because I think I tried one and I really liked it, and then it was like, oh, okay, let's just get more. Since, yeah, I liked it. It's kind of what I do with books. If I like one of them, I just get the whole series. But yeah, this is the color story for this one. I'm excited to play with this one at some point. I think it'll be fun. And then we have Sinister. This is from their mystery box. I do really like this one. It's super pretty. I don't know if I'm ever going to get use out of that ghost shade, but yeah, this is the color story for this one. I do really want to play with that eerie shade again. It was super, super gorgeous. Moving on, we have Une Earthly here. This has been one of my all-time favorite brands of the year, too. I've really, really enjoyed them this year. I love their mystery boxes. I love everything about them, so I'm excited to pick up more from them. I do have a list of things that I do want to get from multiple brands that I missed out on Black Friday because I was depressed. So yeah, anyways. This is Charmer. This is from one of their mystery boxes. I think I'll just grab the ones that were from mystery boxes and we'll just go that way. This is from Charmer. This is from this year's mystery box for Valentine's Day. It looks like this. I think this is the only palette from them that I don't necessarily like completely. I do think the color story kind of throws me off a little bit, like these, I feel like, and I feel like these shimmers are, in a sense, kind of similar. So I feel like that's why this one like really throws me off, but I do like it and I do want to get more uses out of it. I think I have this coming up in a Mishmash Monday at some point, so we will see this one at some point. Then I have the Surrender. This is from last year's mystery box, and it is just gorgeous. Some of that red I think ended up in there, but yeah, this is just an incredibly gorgeous, fun color story here, and I do really like this one. Then we have the Get Groovy one. This is from last year's summer mystery box. I just played with this one, or at least I tried to, in a Mishmash Monday, and it mentally, it just did not go well for me, so I did not end up going up, but I had a lot of fun, and I really do like this one, so I'm excited to play with this one more at some point. And then we're moving on to a couple little 9 pans here. I have this one. This is the Night Terror one. It looks like this. I think this was a kind of like a mystery collection of some sorts. Was it? I feel like it was. I honestly don't know, but I really did enjoy this color story. It is super pretty. I love the tones in this one, and again, this is one that I really need to pull out more. Then we have the milkshake, the strawberry milkshake one. I just did a video on this one with Erica Conger. I really enjoyed doing that. This one is such a stunning, pretty color story. Again, something that I really need to take out more. I don't know if I said it, but I didn't think that I was going to be getting rid of much from this brand. Most of the brands that I have over there waiting for me to go through, I think there's a good bit that I might be getting rid of in there. So that's when we're getting to the declutter, but right now we're just kind of talking. This is the Don't Be Jelly. I really do enjoy this one. I think this one is so pretty. It is so stunning. I love this one so much. There's just so many gorgeous shades in here, and I love the shimmers. I do wish that it was like a little bit more even of mattes to shimmers, but I love this one so incredibly much. And then last but not least, my all-time favorite palette from them, it is Gargoyle. This one, for whatever reason, has spoken to me. It is just, it's my baby. I love it, and I enjoy it, and it is just gorgeous. The shades, the mattes, the shimmers, it's just all around a stunning palette, and I love it. Okay, I realized this is like me late filming this because I completely forgot that I had these ones. So this is Coastal. This is from Simply Posh Cosmetics. It is absolutely gorgeous. I've been really falling in love with this one this year also. These are all ones I'm going to be keeping, just an FYI, but I wanted to actually show you like my full collection. And then I have these 3 from Sinful Echoes. I love and adore these. I think it is just super, super gorgeousness. They're a small indie brand on Etsy, and I just adore them. I love all 3 of these. Like I said, I'm going to be keeping all them. I just had remembered that I also have these. They were sitting on top of my makeup stuff. So yeah, these ones are here too. Okay, next we have Glamlite. I just got this in their mystery box thing, and to be quite perfectly honest, I think this color story is shit. I think there is not many options in this, at least for me personally. It's not something that I don't think I'll ever gravitate to at all, so this is going to be decluttered because I don't know. I don't think I'll use it. Then I have the 2 Coca-Cola ones. I really did love and enjoy this collection. I think the color stories are super pretty. I think that, like, I really do enjoy these. I think I'll get some good uses out of these at some point here, but I'm going to be keeping both of these. And like I said, I really did like these. Next I have the Friday the 13th one. It looks like this. I've gotten some good uses out of this one this year. I really do enjoy it. I think I ordered this one when I was in Hawaii. Oh, but I love it. I love it so much. So we're keeping. Next I have the Margarita one. I have only gravitated towards this one a couple times. I'm going to keep it because I do really like the colors in it. However, I do think that the colors are very similar to this one, so there might be this one, maybe not. I think these ones are just a tad bit more neon-y, but I feel like there is some very similarities between this one and the ice cream one. I am going to keep the ice cream one. This might honestly be one at some point that I do end up decluttering. I do want to play with it just a tad bit more. Again, like I said before, I make those decisions, so we're going to keep those. These ones I have been on the fence about, to be quite perfectly honest with you. I just, like I said, I don't gravitate towards them. I think it is the monochromaticness of them. I do really like this one. I am really sad about this, though, because I had my eyes on these for, like, the longest time, to be, like, quite perfectly honest with you, and I don't know. Maybe my expectations were just too high for these, but I do really like the color story of this one. Maybe I just need to keep them around and do a couple more things with them and then decide on it, but these ones might end up being on the chopping block at some point. Okay, next we have Colourpop. I never really use these quads anymore. This one I mainly used for that shade for like highlighter. I'm gonna see if my friend will maybe want this one, despite that one being just like disastrous. But yeah, I'm not keeping that one, and I'm not keeping this one either, mainly because my mom keeps complaining about needing a pink shade, and she just steals stuff from my collection, and she really needs a pink shade. So this one is getting decluttered. Yeah, I won't use it, but mostly because my mom is asking for it. So then we have Meant to Be next. I do like this one. I think this one's super pretty. I do think I'm gonna keep this one. I have been getting rid of most of my monochromatic ones, to be quite perfectly honest with you. I used to have a yellow one. I got rid of that one. I like this one a lot, so I think I'm going to keep it. But I do think that I'm going to get rid of the orangey glad one. Again, oranges just really aren't something that I necessarily like gravitate towards to. I will if they're in like a palette when they're just like kind of like alone, but when it's like a whole palette of them, they're just, it's not really something that I think I will gravitate towards. So I think this one's going to get decluttered. Next, I have the Mandalorian one. I have not used this one yet. I'm really pissed off at myself for that, but yeah, this is what this one looks like. I need to use this one desperately because it's kind of just been sitting here as more of like a collector's item. So I do need to use this one soon, but I'm going to keep it because I do want to use it. Next, I have the Colourpop and Powerpuff Girls. I love this one, even though I hate the fact that these are like full on like actual glitters, but I love this one. I love the color story. Powerpuff Girls were my thing growing up, so maybe there is that sentimental value with them, but I love this one, so I'm keeping it. I also have the Star Wars one, which I think this is one of their all-time best palettes. I love that everything is actually just taken from up here and put down here. Like, I think this is just stunning and gorgeous. The shades are just spectacular. I love this one. We're keeping. And then this is the Frosty one from this year. I loved this one. This one is so good. Which is so funny because like it's such a neutralish, other than like some of these darker ones. Like it's a very neutral-esque leaning, and it, like for me, I didn't expect to love it as much as I do, but I thoroughly enjoy this one. And then this is the Aurora Struck. This is one that I do love. I don't necessarily gravitate towards it, sadly, but I do want to get more uses out of it this year. Or this coming year. But I do love this. It's super pretty. I love it. We're keeping. And this is the one that I think I am going to get rid of. It is Play It Jewel. I don't know. I feel like there's too many like neutralish type shades in here for me. So I do think that this is probably one I'm going to see if my friend will want. Next, I have these two REM Beauty palettes here. I think this one was what? What is this one? Go-Go Boots. I have not used these. This is Prince Pessa. I have not used these that much, to be quite perfectly honest with you. I do think that it is just because this color story kind of throws me off, but I love this brand. I do like the shadows in these. I do want to play more with these this coming year, so I am going to keep these. Now we're finally getting to the point where I think I probably want to decluttering some things here. This is from Clarity Cosmetics. This is the Lily palette. This is my only palette from them. I do like it. I think the shimmers are spectacular. I do think that however, the mattes are shit. So this is one that I've kind of just been keeping because I do like the color story. I think it is really pretty. I'll maybe see if I can give it one more chance, but this is one that is very close to just being like thrown. Then this is my only neutral palette. I got this gifted to me from a friend. I do not like Kylie. I do not like any of the Jenners or the Kardashians, to be quite perfectly honest with you. But this is the only neutral palette that I have in my collection, and I do like the options in here. I like that this is like only neutral. You know, there is maybe a little bit of like something here, but yeah, this is my only neutral palette. This is the only one that I do keep just because it is like fully neutral in a sense, which is like, this one is also kind of neutral too. This is the My Dream palette from Natasha Denona, but I feel like it shouldn't necessarily count. I do like this one. I don't know how often I do gravitate towards it. Every time that I do end up playing with this one, I end up doing pretty much the same look. I don't feel inspiration from this one. I do think that I do just keep it because it is Natasha Denona. And honestly, you know what? Kimmy, Merry Christmas. You're getting this one. We are decluttering. Next is the Depth Cosmetics Element 115 palette. This is one that I also don't feel like really any pull to. I think it is really pretty. It is really stunning. These shimmers are absolutely freaking insane. I think they really slacked on the mattes. I don't think that it really goes together. There's not a lot to build a look with in here, in a sense. I think that is my fault with this palette, but I am going to keep it. It was also really expensive, so it's staying. Next, I have the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop palettes. I am going to be quite perfectly honest with you. I'm stuck on these. I haven't decided if I'm going to get rid of them or keep them. They look like this. I've only played with them like a couple of times. I do like them. But again, I don't gravitate towards them. I don't play with them, and I want to. It's the monochromaticness. So I think I'll keep these for now, but again, these might end up being on the chopping block at some point. Next, I have two palettes from Gourmand Girls. I have Haunted and I have Nightshade. Nightshade looks like this, and Haunted looks like this. I have not played with Haunted yet. I just got it not that long ago. I do really enjoy these. I like the color stories. I think they're super pretty. Again, I feel like these are ones that I don't necessarily gravitate towards, but I'm going to keep them because I do think that I will like them. Especially this one. Like, this one has such a pretty color story that I feel like I will use it at some point. And then next we have this pile. This is one I think I got in like a Busy Beauty thing, and I don't think I'm going to keep it. It is very much a dupe of Rare Beauty, so this is going to be decluttered. Then I have this one from Melt. I got it because I wanted it. I do not have a good reputation with Melt. I think that they suck. They're one of their palettes molded for me. Luckily there isn't any in this one. But I don't see very much with this one. I do really want to keep it because I do love the color story, but I don't feel like I need it in a sense, and I feel like that's when we let it go. So Kimmy's pile it goes. Then I have these two. Here's the thing. I have only played with both of these once, and I really, 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 really want to use them, and I maybe can use them off camera and I can start doing that, but this brand, Shroud, frickin' sucks. They kind of just dipped off the face of the planet after they put out a collection, and I don't think people ever ended up getting the collection or anything, so I've never really wanted to pull these out because I feel like the brand just is shitty, which is really suck because I love Baddie. I love her so much. But I do think I'm going to keep them and use them off camera because I do love these color stories a whole lot. Next, I have this. This is the Free to Roam palette. I think, again, I got this in Busy Beauty, but I'm not a neutral person. I have been keeping it because of the embossing of the cat, but I'm not a neutral person, so I think I'm going to give that to Kimmy. Then I have this Bridgerton x Pat McGrath. I do think it is super pretty. However, I do not gravitate towards it at all. This is really the only shade that I loved in here, so I'm going to declutter this. Next is this Cottage Witch one by Hellbite's Beauty. I am going to keep this. I have this in the rotation coming up next month, and I'm excited to finally play with this. I think it's super pretty. And I love the packaging. I wish this stayed on better, but I do really like the packaging of this. And then we have my 2 ABH Nervina palettes. I do really like these, however, I do not necessarily grab them that often. I do think that I am going to keep them though, just because I do like them, okay? I do like them. I think they're super pretty. I think we're going to keep. And then last but not least, I have my Pat McGrath Celestial Nirvana. I think I am going to keep this just because it is my palette that me and Shawnee do have in common, and we do collabs with this one a lot, so I do think I'm going to keep it solely for that reason, but it is not necessarily something that I do gravitate towards. I did just want to show you how much I did not do end up getting rid of. I feel like this is a good batch. My thing is that I didn't really buy, I mean, I did buy a good amount this year, but I don't buy palettes and just get palettes just because they're released. I get palettes because I want them and I feel like I will use them. And so I feel like I didn't necessarily have to declutter that much. I knew that there were some bits that I knew that I was not going to use, hence why this is all here. But yeah, everything else in my collection that I kept, I have it because I'm going to use it. I have it because I have been using it. I don't get palettes just because they're released or just because of whatever. Like, I use them because, like, I get them because I'll use them, you know? Like, I'm not just getting them for shits and giggles. So I feel like I did pretty good with this declutter here today. But if you made it to this point of the video, thank you guys so much for watching. I am surprised that I made it through these declutters without dying. I mean, I am dying. Like, I'm getting sick, and I'm sick, so that's a lot of fun. But I'm really happy with what I decluttered and how much I decluttered. Like I said, I don't necessarily just go and get things just to have things in my collection. I don't just get things because, ooh, it's a new release. Like, I'm very picky. Like, I didn't end up picking up anything during Black Friday, which I'm kind of mad about because there was some things, but it's also like, I can pick it up whenever. But I don't just pick things up because there's a sale, unless it was Bath & Body. But I didn't do that either, so we're good. But yeah, like, I feel like I did pretty good, and I'm very proud of myself for, like, not getting that much unnecessary stuff, you know? Whatever. But like I said, if you made it to this point of the video, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate having you guys here and enjoying my content and watching my content. I really do appreciate it. A couple things before you go. Remember to not be a piece of shit. Don't be homophobic. Don't be transphobic. Don't be racist. There's so many better things to be doing with your time, your money, your energy. It is almost 2025. Pull your head out of your ass and do freaking better. We hate you. Just figure out your shit, because it's just, yeah. Okay? And remember to be taking enough food, enough water, enough nutrients. We're getting to the sickness part of the year, clearly. So be making sure that you're using hand sanitizer, that you're washing your freaking hands, if you're masking up, if you're, like, just do things to make sure that you're doing stuff for you, that you're taking care of you, and all that stuff. So just make you a priority, pretty please. Again, if you made it to this point of the video, thank you so much for watching. Remember to do good, be good, and I can't wait to see your cute face next time.